then I mean it just brings you down, your mentality down quite a bit.
Yeah, it will drain me, drain a lot of my energy
Okay.
because the frequency is not the same, and you cannot teach those students because your words are useless to them, right?
And it
Yeah,
sucks when you don't
yeah,
see students making progress.
yeah. Probably when we try a lot and we hope that students will try as the same level of us, but they don't. So things will not pan out to those students, right? But 1 month from now we have a party at in Seraton's hotel.
What
A
hotel?
very
Sir.
Seraton, a six-star hotel in Yecheng City.
Ah,
That will be
celebrating what?
an International Independence Day of America. It's kind of like a festival of America. So and That's kind of like a party for international travelers or
Okay.
American guys or people from different nations will
So, are
come.
you invited
It's
to
kind
that
of like,
place?
yeah, a pool party.
What's a
A
pool party?
pool.
A
There
pool
is like a
party. Okay.
big,
A
yeah,
pool
it's
party.
a big swimming pool in the middle of the party, and you can
Mm.
enjoy, you can swim, you can drink beer. Uh, it's quite common in American culture, I think.
Yeah. Can you drink water?
Yeah, so I am invited this afternoon. Uh,
Yeah, how did they even know you to invite you?
that's the girl on Tinder. She's from Russia,
Rush.
Russia,
So
Russia.
she's gonna be there.
Yeah, she's here in Onyechen, but now she came back. She's here. She's in Russia, in her hometown. But in she likes to come back to Yecheng City, and she just let me know and
Cool.
invites me to the party.
I
I don't
mean,
know how about the party, but it's quite interesting. So probably I will give it a shot.
right.
Yeah,
I didn't know that you can actually make friends on Tinder. I thought it was like a place for hookup. You know.
yeah. Probably it's kind of like not just hookup, but I mean, sometimes it's the place like for re mình nói như thế nào nhỉ? Gọi là
Re.
như thế nào nhỉ?
Re.
Cái chứ là nó là một cái nơi, giống như là một cái nơi gọi là nó là một cái gì đó nó phản diện lại cái sự phát triển của bản thân mình. It's like a
Really?
reflection of your development in terms of your appearance. Not that's it, your physical appearance.
What
I mean,
What do you mean by that?
when you're more handsomer, you're more muscular, and you want somebody like other people to figure that out, right? So you post some pictures, some
All right.
interesting pictures, and you can see, wow, you're so muscular, you're so handsome. Things like that will give you more motivation to keep going, right? So
Really?
it's just
Okay.
like, yeah, it's just like place for more
Hmm.
affirmation, right?
But you want to be recognized for
Yeah.
your look, your talent, or whatever
Yeah,
it is
but
that you have.
affirmation. Yeah, for more affirmation. This is second one. Affirmations. But just kind of like a place for relaxing. I feel like yeah,
Relaxing.
for relaxing. Really, yes.
How do you relax on there?
Probably. I feel like because I am a sociable guy. So when talking to girls, it's really relaxing. It's kind of like
Do
a
you talk or do you just text?
no text, only text.
Oh, that's boring. I think you should go on a website called Amigo. Do you know Amigo?
Nope.
Omigo is like a website to talk to strangers.
Wow, have you ever talked to anyone?
Yeah. And then what you do is just add your interest, maybe like IELTS or English, right?
Wow.
And then you can choose to chat or video. Maybe if you choose video, and then you have to check on to confirm that you're over 18 years of age, right? And then
Okay.
confirm, and then you need to access your camera and everything, and you'll meet a new person like this
From different nations.
from everywhere, as long as you have the same hobbies or interests.
Ah. Oh, so probably you will meet someone, right?
Don't see anyone at the moment. If you don't add any interest, I think it'll be better to find, easier to find somebody.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
no one get access.
Let me remove the
The habits.
yeah, the interest. Let's just say English. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just say
Okay.
English.
Oh, I think yeah, the possibility is much higher. I think.
Stand with Hong Kong against the CCP, the Communist China Republic.
No chance.
Where is everybody? Usually this
No
stranger is
chance.
disconnected.
Let's disconnect. No one's joined. Why?
Man, what's going on?
Have you ever talked to anyone here?
Yeah, 42,000 people online right
Oh,
now.
I know. Yeah.
Why don't they want to talk to me, man? Videos monitored, keep it clean. Let's just remove everything, right?
Okay. Yeah.
College student chat? No.
No. Let's give it a go.
This is no one. I mean,
Shots.
there it is, right? There's another person right here.
Yeah, yeah. There's a person.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Nothing much.
Where are
Chilling.
you from?
Where you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. I used to study in America before, but I've never been to
Oh,
New
really?
Jersey.
That's cool.
Yeah. I went to Seattle though, which is really far away from New Jersey.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I always wanted to actually go there.
What's interesting in New Jersey? Anything special?
Casinos,
Casinos?
shootings, not playing.
If you consider that's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm from Vietnam. We're
that's cool.
known for like food and stuff.
Yeah, I love Vietnamese food. That's probably one of my top.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any Vietnamese restaurants in New Jersey?
We have Pho Life. It's really good.
Yeah, but it's probably not as good as the pho that you're gonna have here, though.
Yeah, because they're full Vietnamese. Like they came from Vietnam, and it's like a home kind of place, but it's like really good food.
Yeah, great. Hopefully, I'll have a chance to go to America one day, or again, I should say.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, keep it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Keep on doing
Yeah,
whatever you're
great.
doing.
All right.
All right. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Right? That's a bit cool,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Amazing. Yes.
You get to meet no people, and most of them are, I think, from America, but they
So.
could be from many different countries. Anyways, it's just an example to show you.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
the-
Probably. Yeah. I want to find someone to talk.
But
probably.
not girls though. I don't.
Yeah.
I think it can have girls. Maybe they have different websites now. Let's find an alternative to Omigo.
Okay.
Alternative to Omigo. Co-meet. You got co-meet
Call me.
to talk with strangers. To chat with strangers. I don't want to chat. I want to talk. So you got like Tiny Chat. Let's see what that is. Tiny Chat is an online video chat community. Discovering new people just like you. Connect with your friends. Instant Room. Click on the Instant Room. Maybe it's not a good idea to instant. We should. I want to like filter the people that we meet. You know. I wonder if we can do that.
Tiny chats.
Let's try a different website.
Yes, there's so many social websites like this, but I haven't known.
Pal Talk. I used to be on this website before. It's for practicing English, I think. You need to download it or something.
Oh.
Okay. Chat rooms. Okay, so you can filter it like categories, language, maybe English, right? Category, maybe What category do you want to talk about? Education, maybe? Sports? Or America? Or Vietnam? Okay.
Vietnam. Well,
Subcategory. Sports? I don't
I
know.
think if you filter so many categories, you cannot find the one. It's hard for you. Right?
Oh, there's plenty of it. There's plenty. You can have Jibber Jabber, Ultimate Deluxe.
Pelton.
Oh, she looks pretty.
Your mind.
Your mind. Join room. Let's see how that works.
Okay, join room.
Oh, you need to download the thing.
Okay.
Dang
Okay,
it.
so that's enough. Okay, got it. Well, I mean, I don't have much time to like get access to those websites. Probably having a talk.
No, I think if you have a chance, or if you have the time to text people on Tinder, then you should have the time to
No,
like
just a
talk
bit
to.
time, like go into it and then see any messages and then go out.
So it's just like Omigo. You can only talk to people for like a few minutes, and then you meet somebody new.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this one looks interesting. They got what is called cool meat. Cool meat. Nice.
With so many girls.
That's probably fake though.
Really?
I am male. #1 video chat with girls.
I think I would need
Agree.
to pay something.
Have a
Register.
chance to get 5 minutes for free. Okay. We have to register for 5 minutes for free. Let's access on Facebook or something. Let's log in through Gmail account. Okay, my name is Hugh. Choose your age. Oh, my age is but let's choose 18 to 24, so we can meet somebody young. Confirm your email address to ensure your account safety. Message sending.
Please wait.
Please wait. Please wait. Okay, successfully confirmed. Now we can start. Enter video chat. Allow cameras and microphone. Oh, I can't really open my camera because it's being used with you on Google Meet with no face, no broadcast.
Oh.
You go right here. Anyway, let's just end it. Because,
Okay, so we can head back to our topic.
yeah, okay, so the lessons today will be about a new topic. Now before we move on to this new topic, let's finish all the questions about traffic jam like we
Okay.
previously discussed the other day. Okay, now
Okay.
try to avoid some of the mistake with the sound the. Okay, that seems to be an ongoing mistake that you make. Okay, the other day.
The other day. The other.
So the other day,
Okay, so let's learn
so what are some good ways to manage traffic, you think?
to manage the traffic.
Yeah, manage traffic.
Oh,
Control it.
I think that there is a really effective way that I can see that applies to every corner in Ho Chi Minh City where I'm living now. That is having the police.
The
to-
police.
Yeah,
Okay.
the police to take control of the traffic flow.
Mm.
It's kind of like we have a guide, right, to control and to
They call it
lead,
directing traffic.
yeah, to direct. That's right. Yeah, to direct the traffic,
Mm.
right? And it's very effective.
Very effective. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
really
what happens if there's no police?
there's no police.
That's one of the ways that you could expand your answers, by the way, okay? It's to
Yeah, I feel like
imagine the worst.
without a police, right? Without the police, I just feel like
Police.
some people can um can um no
Okay, what? They tend
go
to, they're more likely to break the law, right? Without
and they're more likely, yeah, to do
the
some
monitoring or
yeah,
supervision of the
to do
police.
some illegal activities like cái gì không bữa học nhá.
Running the
Go
red, right?
running the red lights, right? Running the red lights, or like they can go in, you know, in a wrong lane, right? In a wrong lane,
Okay.
in a wrong lane, and that can be
Or speeding, right?
yeah,
can
they can speed
over the limit.
yeah, they can speed over the limits,
Or,
the limits that is allowed, right?
no, they usually say drive over the limit, or they can say
Oh,
speed.
yeah.
When you say the verb speed already means over the limit.
Oh yeah, drive over the limit. They can drive over the limit.
So if I'm a police, I would just stop you and say, "Hey, you were speeding." It means you were driving over the limit, right?
Yeah.
Over the speed limit.
Yeah, drive over the speed limit, right? Yeah, probably they will drive over the speed limit. They go in the wrong lane, right? Wrong lane. Yeah,
Be in
or
wrong lane.
yeah, go the red line. Go the red.
Run
Run the red line. They run the red lines.
the red, right?
And those things can cause traffic accidents.
Accident, traffic congestion, also.
Yeah, traffic congestions.
And
Right.
what am I trying to say? So basically, overall, it creates like this lack of respect for the law in general.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta have the police, that's for sure. But is it possible to have the police at every road? I mean,
I feel like the number of the police is
police.
The police, right? Police.
I think it's the police, okay, not
Yeah,
the
it's the
police.
Yeah.
Police.
Okay. The police is limited. Also, we cannot have every police in every corner.
Not every police, every police officer.
Oh, okay.
Or traffic cop or traffic police.
Yeah, we cannot have. We cannot have.
We simply cannot have. Or it'll be impossible to have. Okay.
It's nearly impossible. It will be
Or
impossible.
virtually impossible.
It's virtually we cannot have.
Virtually means it's theoretically it's still possible, but in reality it's very difficult to do so.
Virtually impossible. Yeah, to have every police officer in every
Corner of the street,
corner,
right?
yeah, of the streets, because the number is limited, and I feel like police officers are just on some crowded areas,
Major roads.
some major roads, in order to mitigate the traffic congestion or to control the traffic flow.
Right. Makes sense. Okay. Besides having the police, is there any other way to help with traffic management?
Traffic. I feel like signposting.
Signposting?
Yeah. No, not signposting. I mean some road signs.
Like we do have road signs.
Yeah, and that's also a way there, right? That's a way.
Is it
that-
effective?
It's not effective, but you just need me to list other strategies apart from having having police officers. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, when I ask you that question, I expect something to be more plausible, something
More
that can be effective, right? It's not like you can't really bring a solution like, okay, I'll just tell people not to break the law, right? It doesn't work like that. Nobody's gonna listen to you.
We have police officer and Probably we need any other strategy to control the traffic. Let's say. Uh, it's hard for me to find
Yeah,
one of
it's
those.
easy, man. Just never drive. Never go out the door. Just stay at home all day, every day, right? That's the solution. So,
It doesn't make any sense. It's far less plausible than my answer, right? Be- because how, right? When you have people, you have work to do. You,
yeah,
you have to
let's
stay
stop
home.
going to work altogether.
Oh my god.
Let's stop going to work. Stop going to school. Nobody has to interact with each
Oh yeah.
other,
So if we didn't work, how we could put food on the table?
right? I mean, wait for the food
Wait, but what?
dropping from the sky.
Oh.
Just like rain.
It's virtually impossible.
No, it's literally impossible. I
It's
think.
literally impossible. Yes, yes.
Right.
But I feel like having road signs is also a really effective way because there have been many accidents
Mhm.
on đường đèo, on winding roads, right?
Why?
Winding,
Winding roads?
winding.
They have a term for that? Winding
Yes,
roads?
winding roads. Yes,
Winding or winding?
winding,
Winding.
winding
Winding
road,
roads.
winding roads. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, on winding road. Cái này nó xuất hiện trong IELTS, winding roads. Nó hay xuất hiện trong hát. Đường vòng 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 vòng. Okay, so there have been so many road accidents, car collisions, right?
Uh-huh.
Đúng không? Collisions, đúng không?
Car crash, yeah, collisions.
Đúng rồi, car collisions because we had no signs and car drivers couldn't notice. On the other side, there are some, there are other cars.
So what kind of road signs do you think
It's
should
kind
be
of like
implemented?
a mirror, right?
A mirror is not a road sign.
Mirror. It's kind of like road sign. Mirror nó cũng là một loại road sign mà.
No, a mirror is a mirror. It's not a sign. A sign should say something. There should be words on it.
Words on it. Okay, yeah. So I
So
think
what kind of road signs? Maybe like speed
sign.
limit?
Yes,
or-
that's right. Yeah, probably a road sign.
Or
Like
warning people of potential danger, or maybe
danger.
they call it what do you call it? Blind spot. Blind spot.
Blind spots.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Blind spot is like, so when you drive a big car, right? You can't really see who's on behind of your car. Okay.
Yeah.
So in those situations, they call those areas blind spots. It means the spots that you cannot see. The
Những
driver
mù
cannot
đúng không?
see.
Mù ấy.
They move. Yeah.
Yeah, and there would be some blind spots that car drivers couldn't figure
Especially
out.
on winding roads, right? There are a bunch of
Yeah, on
blind spots.
winding roads, and it could, it's very possible that it could result in a car collision,
There was a
a car crash.
so on a trip I went to Bavi several years ago. There was a they call it a magnifying glass, right? To let people know there will be a potential vehicle coming.
Okay.
Kiểu kính mà nó lồi á, nhưng mà nó phóng to lên á.
Magnifying glass đúng không? Đó thì nó là cái mirror đó.
Yeah,
Ý
yeah.
là-
I think that's maybe on road. Yeah, so like this one, I'm not sure it's the right term though.
Okay,
It's maybe not the right term.
Yeah, not the right turn, I think.
Or mirror on road. Is that the right term?
Yes, this is the right turn.
Road mirrors.
Road
Okay.
Yes.
Road mirrors. Okay.
Yeah, road mirror.
Road mirrors. Road mirrors.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Road
Much
mirror.
better.
Gương trên đường. Hey.
Simple.
We have road mirrors in order to help drivers to notice other cars on different sides of a road, especially on winding roads, right? And it can avoid a lot of road accidents. Traffic mirrors.
Okay. Yeah, road mirrors. That could be one of the ways to manage traffic better, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so that should be enough about traffic and stuff. Let's move
Okay.
on to something new.
Okay.
Okay, and the next topic is about children encouragement.
Okay. Children encouragement. Wow. A
Okay,
really engaging topic.
now do you think that is it is it easy or difficult for children nowadays to be demotivated,
Uh,
to feel down,
I feel
to
like
give up?
to give up or to feel down.
Well,
That's
it's kind of the same thing.
different things. No, I mean feel down. It's people can feel down many times, but giving up is like you completely quit doing
Yeah, you quit
something.
something. Yeah. So one thing can lead to another, like
But
consequences.
sometimes, yeah, but sometimes probably when they feel down, probably it's not likely that they will quit, but probably they will try more in order to
Do
be
you think that
successful.
they can just try more on their own without external help?
No, I don't think so. I mean, nowadays, young people, uh, okay. I feel like I don't think that young people now are easy to quit or to be demotivated.
Okay.
The reason is that parents nowadays can are likely to spend more time with their children than ever before.
Right.
Because in the past, I just feel like um, parents were really busy and they didn't care much about their children, and they just
Right.
gave them money and let them do anything. And this was a
Not
consequence.
let them do anything. Like let them use the money how they
The
please. Right.
money, yeah, and that's the way that children in the past, the parents in the past, nurtured a a child. But
Mm.
it was completely wrong because at
Mm.
the end, those children they grew up and were really unsuccessful. They
Mm. Why?
become useless people.
Why?
Because they didn't use the money for education
Oh,
or
okay.
yeah, they didn't figure out that education is important and they just
Right. So
use
instead of maybe buying a book using that
yeah
money, what did they
but
buy
they
instead? How did they
yeah
spend that money?
on on bars, on parties, on their pleasures.
Children going to bars?
Yeah,
That's a
children,
bit too much.
especially not children, right? Okay, probably they yes, children could go to bars. I think.
No.
No,
Maybe
okay,
teenagers, maybe. Not,
teenagers are not children.
no, children a lot younger.
Okay, probably they used the money for playing online games.
Ah, video
Right?
games, okay.
Yeah, playing online games. So
Wait,
it's
why
like
do video games cost money?
you
From
know,
from
it
where? I
it
thought all games are free.
all games are free, but
Mm-hmm.
probably they didn't have their own personal computers, so they
Okay.
had to go to a cafe, internet cafe.
Right.
They had to use the money for hours there to play games.
Right.
So, the more they played games, the more addicted they were, right? So they
The
spend
addicted they
more and
became,
more.
right? Or they
Yeah,
become.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were so heavily addicted to games, right? Probably
Like Minho, yeah.
they would spend a great amount of time on games, and that was such a huge amount that was wasted,
Right.
right?
Like Minho, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, like we know, that's wasted. Okay, but
I completely lost that. Sorry.
but now I feel like children are really different because um parents they give a more careful upbringing to their kids. Probably they spend more time next to them and educate them the right things.
Not spend more time next to them. Spend more time around them.
Oh
Okay?
yes, okay, spend more time
Spend more
around.
time being around them, right? Educating them about how to spend money properly.
Yeah, Spain.
I spent money on educational purposes, like
Yeah.
or for educational purposes, like
Oh,
buying a book, watching informative videos about the
yeah, and
world.
probably they figure out the importance of education, right? So they know that, and there is one thing that is hard, and they will not give up easily because they
Mm.
know that mistakes or drawbacks or challenges just make them better down the road, down the line, or
Down
down the
the
road, down the line. That's
it's the same thing. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what about you, Minho? Are you here?
Bingo!
Minho. Stress
Oh,
on.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you need to turn on one of the mic. Anyways, the sound is weird.
Where's Minho? Sound.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's echo. It's echoing.
Actually, cannot,
Bị vọng á.
we
We can't
cannot
hear
catch
you.
anything from you.
Yeah. Where's your beautiful face? Huh?
No,
No.
No,
no, it's the same.
it's better.
Wait, say something
Better.
again.
Like you hear it clearly enough.
No.
No.
Not like the other day.
What should I do now?
What should I do? What should I do?
You can use like a normal microphone like this.
Yeah.
Why do you have to make it more so complicated?
No! I destroyed my ears.
Okay. How is it now, guys?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good, right?
It's much better.
Much better.
I need you to say this sentence, okay, to make sure that everything is clear.
Okay.
So I am Minho. Repeat after me.
Okay, I'm Minho.
No, it's not very clear. Probably it's not very clear. So can you make it like the last day that you have?
No, you just have to repeat after me, okay? I am Minho.
I'm not sure what is the problem here.
Oh, well, it's better now, right?
How is it?
Just repeat after me, okay? I think this is
Okay.
This is right. So I am Minho.
Okay, I'm in home.
I like being a hoe.
No, I'm not gonna repeat that. Thank you. You're so bad. You tricked me.
No, the sound is better.
Okay, it's better, right? Actually, guys, in order to make it works, then I'm using like two devices, as you can see. One's in my laptop, actually in my PC, and the other is my mobile phone. So I'm using the microphone of my mobile phone. So
Why can't you just use your laptop altogether?
Yeah, why do you have to use this?
I have no idea about that. But when I use the earphone of my laptop, then it doesn't sound good to you. So that's the reason why
It's
choose
really
to
clear now.
Okay.
It's really clear now.
We can clearly see
Yeah,
that your
we
mic
get everything from you.
sucks.
Nice. Well, okay. So I feel relieved now. Yes, Hugh. You was asking me the question about what?
I was asking you the question that why is it out of all the Korean names you choose the name Ho? What is it about this word?
Okay. So maybe because it help you to remember to the whole. There's some kind of
What?
like wholehearted. So Minho is like a wholehearted person.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
A wholehearted person. Let's assume that's true. Anyway, we are talking about children encouragement nowadays. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
Nice. That's a good topic.
please let me know your thoughts on the current state of children nowadays. Do you
Okay.
think that
Is it a
they?
part one or part two question?
It doesn't matter. Just answer how you
It,
feel.
it, it should be, but
Um.
It should be
Okay.
a part three.
part three
Part
answer.
three question.
So,
Um.
do you think that they easily give up nowadays, or the opposite?
Hmm. Okay. So I have been working with many students in at a young age. I must say that most of them are not just like what you say, easy give up at all.
Easy give
Um,
up at all?
yeah, I mean, like they don't they aren't easy to give up.
At
Um,
all.
at all, right? Um, why do I say so? Because so for example, in my class when I hold a game, most students when I give them kind of an encouragement, such as giving them score, they will try their best to get the score, and by doing everything I ask for,
Mm,
even though they can fail sometimes, but at the end of the day, they keep continuing, they keep making efforts. So I think
mm,
the problem that why you asked me this question is maybe because um, you consider some student can easily lose their temper, and it's true
temper.
because yeah, lose their temper.
Temper is
Yeah,
like the
Yeah,
ability to
not
manage
yeah,
the
lose the
anger.
temper. Yeah, that's right. That's the right collocation. Yeah. Lose
Yeah.
the temper.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't think that's what you mean. It's not about being angry. Children are not angry.
Yes,
I'm saying about
yeah.
demotivated and giving
Demotivate.
up, right? Which is a different
Mm,
feeling.
okay. Yeah, maybe yeah, there's not that it is not clear enough to have to link those two concepts. But to me, like when you lose your temper, like you easily give up because like you're so angry about that that you don't want to do it anymore. Kind of feel frustrated about that. So yeah, maybe in this case doesn't make sense that way. But to me, like student these days, if they get the decent insensitive, then they're gonna make uh, they're gonna exert themselves to the utmost.
Okay.
Exert themselves to the utmost, like try the best.
They try their
Yeah.
best. Yeah. Bit strange phrases.
Yeah.
You can check it. You can check it.
Yeah, can exert to the utmost. Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still strange, nonetheless.
Yeah, to me, yeah.
Like I said, it's about. It's not about. Maybe it's not really about whether the phrase exists, but
Uh,
whether.
it's not really common. Yeah, we have just
It-
two cases on English.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really common. No.
And the fact that to say the word exert, an exert, but exert is
Exert.
already kind of strange.
Exert. No, I think
For
it's
me,
good.
exert is about when you something is give out, something is giving out something, like you exert some pressure, right? But
Actually, exert.
You can use exert yourself or some.
but exert yourself to the
oneself.
utmost. It's like perform your best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exert yourself. We have it. We have it.
Okay, let's try to see in which context is the phrase used.
No, exert himself like try. You know,
Try, just
Effort,
mean
yeah.
try.
like try the best. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, if that's the kind of phrases and language you would like to use, all the praise to you. Now the next question for you all, okay? This should be this would involve parents, okay?
Okay.
Now when children are motivated, do you think it's the job of a teacher or a parent to deal
I
with
think
that?
both of them have a great responsibility to motivate children.
Okay.
Because children are it's very easy for children feel down when they make a mistake or they fail an exam,
Mm.
and they don't know that failing an exam or being unsuccessful at thing is like a norm in order to be successful in the future. So we need to have an education, a direction from both children and teachers. Teachers can do that part at school, but children can do it at home, right? So it's kind of like we are motivators in both environments to help them better themselves.
Okay. So what's the difference in terms of responsibility? Do they just share the
Probably
same responsibility,
no.
doing the
I mean,
same thing?
no. It is hard because parents and teachers are experts at different fields.
Expert on.
Yeah, experts on different fields. Probably in terms of education, academic studies.
Okay.
Um, Teachers can do this part better. Probably when children fail an exam, and teachers can give them like some positive words to can encourage them to become better academically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why
But
can't parents do that as well, or
but
not as effectively?
Because parents, I feel like most of them are not academically successful. So
Really?
probably,
Not
yeah, I think
academically
because
successful?
not very academically successful as compared to educators or people in the field of education or academic fields,
Okay.
right?
Let's assume that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So parents can help them in other situations, like in daily activities, or when they failed in a competition, in a sports competition, or some other cases when they come across some challenges in their daily routine, and
Mm,
when parents there, they can help them in those cases.
right. Now I feel like a teacher is a bit different from a parent in a sense that they are like a role model, and
Mm.
children follow their advice. Um, oh, how do I explain it? It's hard to explain the differences, but I feel like children listen to teachers because they respect
Mm.
teachers.
More than with parents, right?
As for parents, I feel like they're family members, right? So they're kind of close.
Mm.
So I guess as a parent, you can only give advice for your children, but you don't expect your children to always follow
Obey. Yeah, to
every word you say, right?
abide by own
Right.
words.
But as a teacher, as a figure, right? Then I feel like you have more authority
Mm.
for the children to follow,
more,
because
more authorities. I think more authorities.
authority, like
Yeah,
you can set certain rules like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So in that regard, I feel like children would respect teachers more and are more likely to follow what they say.
Yeah, probably because teachers are much stricter than parents,
Could
right?
be. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because they're much stricter, more stricter and more harsher. Can you say it? Harsher?
Not really
No,
harsh.
stricter. That's it. Stricter.
Okay. Yeah. So, Mino, um, now imagine if you're a parent. When your child feels motivated or demotivated, I should say, right? Feel down,
Okay.
either about his life, his academic results. What would you
Mm.
do as a parent?
Oh, that's a tricky question because as you can
Tricky.
tell, I'm not a parent at all. So so
I
to
can't
answer
tell.
your question,
I think you're a
yeah,
parent.
no, I'm not. Yeah. So to answer your question, mm, it's really hard for me to give it a perfect answer. But
There's
I
no
think
perfect answer.
from what I'm imagining right now, I think like I can. First, I need to come to approach. Maybe I gonna have a son, right? So I gonna approach my son, and I gonna
Son or
say,
daughter doesn't matter, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask him like what happened to him that day.
Okay.
First, I want to try to understand what
Mm.
happened to him in
Mm.
that day, and then
Trying to, okay,
after
trying to
that,
understand.
yeah, I try to connect the emotion with him.
Connect the
In the
emotion.
sense, yeah. So
I think that
it's
the
weird
phrase
that
is maybe
maybe I would
be in
like
the
to.
same wavelength or try to understand his situation, right?
Yeah, I just try to understand the situation, um, and just let him know that I'm really worried for him.
Mm.
Um, I will be here standing by him, and when he need me the most.
Mm.
That's the first thing. So
Okay.
why do I believe that I'm gonna do that? Because like to everyone who's around me,
Why do I
especially
believe
for
I'm gonna do that?
yeah,
Are you,
be-
you're giving reasons.
because
That's a bit
yeah,
strange. You're asking yourself why.
yeah,
It's
because
unnecessary. You've been doing that quite frequently. Let's not try to do
yeah,
it.
right. Why I
Don't ask
believe that.
don't ask yourself questions repeatedly like that. So when you answer a question, just answer the question. You don't need to say, so why do I give that reasons?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the idea, because run out the idea. Yeah. So I mean, like, because like, no, I would, no. So most of the time when I see the people who are around me feel sad, then I will approach that person, asking what happened to them, like try to understand them. Um, and for example, one day, like my coworker, who is a receptionist,
Mm.
I looked at her face at that time. She looked sad, maybe a little bit tired. So I
Mhm.
just approached her and then I asked her what happened that day.
Uh,
And it turned out that she just lost her grandma. And
ooh.
I just shared the feeling with her. And you know what? It was amazing because I didn't encourage her. But then at the end of the
You
day,
didn't
yeah, I didn't encourage her, but she feel better because someone came and
encourage to no.
yeah,
I feel like the word encourage here is not right
yeah.
because if you have somebody
All
in
right,
your
yes,
family
you're right.
passed away, right? You
I
don't
got it.
encourage that person.
Yes, yes, you're right. I didn't try to uplift her. Can I say that?
Uplift her. Maybe uplift her
Yeah,
mood
yeah.
or
I didn't try to uplift her mood. But
mm,
but it turned out that that's the only thing she need at that time.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, not I'm trying to find what the right phrase for you. What would I use in that situation? I think I would just say, um, at that time I was trying to find the right thing to say to a person who has somebody in their house or family that passed away, right?
Hmm.
But
Yes.
I guess for me in those situations, it's better to just be a listener instead of saying anything. It's better to just sit next to her and listen to her own stories and allow her to express all the feelings and sorrow that
Hmm.
she has.
Hmm. Yeah. Just let just let her know that
But
I'm present.
that might not be a good example. You know why? Because the focus here is about children, okay? And now you're talking about
Mm,
dealing with an adult, a coworker.
adult.
Yeah.
Mm,
So it
mm,
might be better to give an example like there's somebody failing an exam. If my kid fails an exam and he may feel like it's the end of the world, right? The
mm,
end of the world,
yes.
end of the world. Then what you should do in those situations
Mm,
is to tell him that a single test is not going to determine his whole future,
that's
and
right.
there are a million things in life that he can excel at, right? A test is not a
Right.
reflection of who he is,
Mm,
a
yeah.
reflection of who somebody is. Okay,
Mm,
yeah. So that could
nice.
be one of the
Yeah.
ways to deal with that
Yeah, yeah, I
as a parent.
agree. Yeah. Be- Due to the lack of the time, so that's I think that the best. Like I just come up with the an example that which is it pop up in my mind at that time. But I think like I lack of I need to filter the example before I say it.
Mm.
Mm.
And sometimes if you need to buy time like that, then you can just tell the examiner that, okay? Like, I'm trying to think of a better example for you. I think whenever a child has receives a bad mark in an exam, yeah, would like to
Yes.
be a phrase to buy time, right? Just tell them that you're thinking about it instead of staying
Yeah.
silent, or don't commit to an example that's not very related to the topic itself.
Mm.
Okay.
So I can say like on the second thought, I'm trying to find another better. I'm trying to find a better example.
On second thought, it's not exactly the right phrase. On second thought means that you already have a first thought. Okay,
But then
you have
like
said something already, right?
yeah,
And then you
got it.
change your mind, right? And then
Mm.
so you could say like, okay, so I was going to give you an example of one of my coworkers, but actually on second thought, a better example would be about a child receiving bad marks, right?
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of complicated because you're trying to force the phrase on second thought into your idea, which is a very bad thing to do. It should be natural.
Mm.
Don't force the phrase into it.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
it's hard to control the language that you produce. Okay,
Mm.
so the next topic then is enough about children encouragement. Okay, let's find something interesting. Let's talk about neighbors. Yeah, which is a bit of a new topic. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how would you describe your current relationship with your neighbors?
I have to admit that I have no connection with any neighbor around me.
Really?
Yes. Probably because I'm living in kind of like a building apartment, so it's really,
Apartment building, right?
apartments are very detached from one another, and probably I just feel like I don't have enough time for my work, let alone for other people,
Right.
like people around me, like the neighbors, right? And I also feel the same thing for them. Like I just feel like they are also really they are really busy at work, so probably busy people, right, have a lot of things to do. So it results in the situation that we
Right.
have no connection, no talk, no conversation.
Mm.
And I have been living here for a better part of 5 years, but feel sorry for me to say that I have no
Yeah.
connection with my neighbors.
Yeah. Okay. You could say, I'm sure many very busy workers, are in the same situation as mine, right?
Yeah,
Who don't know their neighbors very well. Okay, it's better to paraphrase that last sentence a little bit instead of repeating "no connection with my neighbors," because you said "no connection with my neighbors" at the beginning, right? So at the
no
end, you want to paraphrase
relationship,
it somehow.
no relationship with.
I don't have really a good relationship with them, right? Or I don't know them very well, right? Or I can't remember the last time I talked to one of them, right?
Mm. Nice.
Can't,
That's nice.
can't remember the last time you do something, okay?
Can't
Or did
remember.
something.
It is something. I can't remember the last time. Okay, that's all.
Okay, so what about Minho? Do you have a better relationship with your neighbors?
Me? Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So when it comes to have no connection, then I think that's a little bit better. Than okay. So
No,
just so
not
you
when
know,
it comes to having no connection. When it comes to in comparison, okay, in comparison with the with the current or existing relationship of
right.
Chi's relationship with them.
All right. Yes. Yeah. Should put it in the right
It
phrase.
should be a
So
comparison.
yeah. Okay. So in comparison with the existing relationship that Tree had with his neighbor, then I think I'm doing a little bit better. Okay. So just so you know, I'm living in a townhouse in Dongsa City, which is
Right.
located like 125 kilometers from Ho Chi Minh City. I guess so.
Okay.
Basically, I have been living here for almost like 1 year already. Since the time I moved here, my neighborhood helped me a lot. They were so helpful and friendly, I must say. As a result, I try to help them whenever I can.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when one day they went out under the rain, like, and they didn't have the raincoat, I just
Uh-huh.
gave them mine. And I think that that's the thing that a neighborhood can do,
Mm.
each other.
The neighbor, not neighborhood. Neighborhood
The
is an area.
neighbors. Yeah.
The
Okay.
neighbor, yeah,
And
the neighbor should do for each other.
okay. And also, when you give an example, okay, try not to say for example all the time, because in reality, in speaking spoken language, people don't even use that phrase too much. It's more popular in writing for sure, but there are a bazillion ways to introduce an example. Okay, and one of the ways to
Right.
do it to say there was. Okay, so instead of for example one day, you can say so there was one day where some of the neighbors helped me to do something, right?
Mm. Mm.
So that um, I feel like if you have written IELTS writing or essays for quite some time, you get stuck with the idea of whenever you introduce an example, you need a signpost, like the word for example. But that's not very necessary in speaking. Okay.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's the bad habit I need to work on.
Okay. So obviously, I feel like both of your relationship with your neighbors is not ideal as you would expect, right? It's not as good as you would expect.
Yes.
So, what are some ways we can improve that?
Mm, I feel like we probably
Or do you even want to improve it?
it's kind of like a case to case situation, like because different types of accommodation can connect with one another in different ways, right?
I don't think
Oh,
you can blame the accommodation
Yes, probably.
situation.
Okay, now let me give you some situations like if you have a house, right? If you have a
Okay.
house and you live there for a really long time,
Okay.
probably it's very likely that you can know every person living around your house.
Mm.
Well, because when you live there
But you
10
have lived
years,
there for 5 years, though.
yeah, but it's apartment, right? It's apartment, not my house.
No,
Okay.
but you in an apartment, right?
Yes.
You can always come down to the first floor, right, and go out to the green
Yeah, yeah,
area,
yeah.
the park, right, to
Yeah.
do some jogging, walking in the
Yeah.
evening
Yeah.
to know more people. So
So,
why don't you do
we,
it?
yeah, we know them. I mean, we know them in just like if a narrow một
A narrow window or a limited amount of time.
nghĩa là
Uh,
biết là một cái kiểu hạn hẹp thì nói sao nhỉ? We just know them in
a little bit, yeah.
a narrow
We
level.
don't
Oh
know
yeah,
we just
just a
know
little.
them.
Yeah, though the name, their age, right? But I mean, in terms of the connection, we
Uh-huh.
need to like sometimes or more often, like we need to have a get together
Okay.
in a restaurant or
But this
on.
might not be very necessary.
What
I
do you
don't.
mean?
I don't think you need like to go to a restaurant to have a good relationship with your neighbors, right? Mino, do
Yeah,
you think so? It's not really necessary.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I believe.
mean, I mean,
So, mm,
it'll be fine to just have a conversation with them
yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
occasionally.
So in order to like foster a good relationship with neighbors, probably when we come across them, we just need to have a talk to them, right?
Foster, okay? No.
Huh?
You say like foster.
Foster là nuôi dưỡng hay là củng cố?
No, it's foster. It's pronounced
I think
foster. It's like foster care, like foster. Okay? There is a similar word. It's called bolster, which is different.
Foster. Foster.
Foster. Yes.
Bolster, like support.
Foster. Oh my god, I made a mistake. Foster,
Mm.
not Foster. Yeah, Foster.
Foster.
Yeah. I mean that word. Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, just need to have a talk to them, and we can like know them. And the more the more time you come across, you pump into them, right? The more talks you have, and you can deepen the relationship with them.
Strengthen
Just
the
over
relationship.
time. Yeah, over time.
Right. Okay. So, any other ways to do it, Minho? If you want to have
Okay,
a tighter relationship.
um, beside some of the solution that she just mentioned,
Mm,
including like having a conversation with your neighborhood
mm.
or your neighbors, or try to invite them to go to a restaurant, which which might sound a
A
little
little
bit
bit extreme,
inconceivable.
right?
Quite
And
clean. Yeah.
expensive.
So yeah, so to me, I think the most effective way is to yes to have a conversation with them, but then you can also try to give them give the try to have them if in case that they need, for example, as I said before, like
Mm.
when neighbors need to go out without a raincoat, I just get them gave it to them, and then like the other day they
Did
just
they
came back.
ask you for it?
No, I did they no they didn't
Oh, okay.
just do it. I just did it voluntarily, and
Oh,
you know what the interesting
out
part
of
was
out
that
of goodwill, right?
yeah, right. And the interesting part was that they the other day they just came back to me and then they invited me. They just gave me
Mm.
a treat as as
What
their
kind of treat? Like food kind of
yeah,
treat, or
yeah, food,
is it
like
like a
it was
sexual kind of treat? Or
no, 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 no. It was like the crunchy dried rice, Vietnamese, like the Vietnamese crunchy
uh.
dried rice. That's that they serve it in kind of a plate, and it was I was amazed
Obviously,
because what I did, it just like I didn't pay attention to what I did, but then it turned out that they really appreciate that, appreciate.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. What you did, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Watch out for the tense. Whenever you talk about a story in the past, okay, you often use the
Yeah.
present tense.
Yeah.
With
Sometimes. Yeah. Uh,
mm,
yeah. I still remember.
appreciated what you did, right?
I appreciated. Yeah. What they really appreciated what I did to them. Yeah.
Mm.
Um. Yeah. So that is the thing, and I think like that's it. The way they did to me is also can be considered as a good way to foster the relationship between neighbors.
Uh-huh.
So, in like giving a treat to your neighbors can be also can be
Right, just do them a
considered.
favor, right? Whenever they're in need of some sort, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
they may
Sometimes,
forget to
yeah, we
bring.
can give them some good food, right?
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Yeah, giving them some good food is also
mm.
it's also like it's
Invite them
Or
also
or
over.
or, or some fruit that you don't like.
Some leftover, right?
Yeah,
Leftover.
some
yeah,
left.
that's so
No,
good.
no, not leftovers. It's kind of weird.
I'm not so I'm not gonna open my door again to those kind of neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah, no, maybe
Probably
they
leftovers with well being well prepared is also like a good
well
way.
presented, right? Or well plated. Yeah, yeah. It looks
It didn't change its nature as a
Oh no!
leftover food.
next time,
Well,
and the next time when they give you back the food, right, or give you some new food that they have, it will be
probably
the
it's the
leftover of their
leftover.
dog, right?
Yeah, with a more well prepared way. Yeah.
Hey, what kind of the perspective
No,
you are putting on?
I mean like it's just all our feelings. But if they just all yeah they can give us the leftovers, but they just feel good and that's also a good food, right?
Mhm. And even though
But,
you
but
may
it,
just throw it
yeah, right.
away.
It's all about our feelings, our positive, our attitude, right, towards it. But if
Mhm.
they
Thank
give
you.
us the
Thank
really
you.
good food and we think that's a leftover, so it's so bad. So
Thank
so
you for fueling my
nothing.
appreciation for my neighborhood. My
Yeah.
feeling
Neighbors,
of
not neighborhood.
Neighbors,
appreciation
not
for my
neighborhood. Neighborhoods in an area is a surrounding area.
Okay.
as
Um,
neighbors.
I
Yeah,
think it
neighbors.
starts from the little thing. Like you need to be you need to make an effort to try to start or initiate a conversation with them. right?
I
Even
agree.
I've seen many situations where you would stand in an elevator, and instead of turning around or turning to talk to your neighbor, you would just look on your phone and text
Mm,
other people online, right? So
mm.
that's an opportunity right there to
Yeah,
improve the relationship that you have with your neighbors, but
but
you need to take
I,
advantage of it.
I don't know,
Mm.
but I feel like most of the people living in the same apartment building of mine, they are quite like strange, quite unfriendly,
I don't think so. I think
unapproachable.
it's because you don't, try to get to know them, right?
Probably because I do the same like they do.
It's no wonder.
You just catch the car. Yeah, I think like that's the main problem.
I mean, I used to be like that, but now whenever I meet new people, I try to make some jokes to
Okay,
sort of
yeah,
break the ice a little bit more
to play the eyes.
Is it
easily.
like
Yeah, yeah.
here? Is it like Charles joke?
Yeah. So
Charles.
for example, if I'm in an elevator, right,
Yeah.
and the temperature in Hanoi today is extremely hot, and I would say, "Ôi, cô yêu mày nóng thế nhỉ?" Kiểu vậy.
Yeah,
To,
it's kind of like
to make
that,
it
right?
sound like
Yeah,
put some emotion into
oceans.
my
Yeah.
voice,
Or
to make
probably
it make it more
or
dramatic.
you just only like ask for them where they want me to put a number, like the stage that you are in, right? So that they
Uh,
are in, yeah. Cô đi tầng mấy nhỉ? Để trông bóng.
yeah. Let me press it for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
Which
like that.
yeah, which floor are you at? Which room are you at? Where's
Yeah,
your key? You know.
yeah, yeah.
Do you have a Do you have
If
a
they have
daughter?
if they
Kind
have
of those kind of questions.
if they have children, it's much easier for us to break the ice, right? We can make jokes with the children.
Yeah, get married. Marry them, right?
We'll marry them down the line in some years to come.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can
Okay.
move to the next
Good
question.
talk. Good talk. Okay. Do you think is there any harm or any drawback or downside to not having a good relationship with your neighbors? Do
I
you
feel
think
yeah.
that's even necessary to have a good relationship?
Um, Probably there will be some situations that you are in need of other people around you, not your relatives. Like
Uh huh.
when you are when you are at not at, for example, like when you are at home, right? Or when you are not at home, and some
Huh?
people deliver things that you order online
Uh
to
huh.
your apartment,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And you are not at home, and you don't know anything in that apartment. You don't know your neighbors,
You don't know
so
anything in that apartment.
you don't know any people in that
Uh.
apartment. Yeah, you don't know the neighbors there, so you cannot, you cannot let them to take the uh, the goods for you,
No,
the
I think you
product
should
for you.
structure your answer like this.
Mm.
Normally, right? In situations like that, you can ask your neighbor to pick up the package for you. Yeah.
Mm.
But because of now you don't have a good relationship with anyone, right?
Oh
It's
yeah,
very hard
normal.
to ask anyone to do you such a favor. Yeah.
Normally, yeah, normally, if normally in that normally like you can ask for a
Ask the
neighbor,
neighbor.
ask for a neighbor to pick up the package for you. But
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have any good relationship with them, and you cannot receive any favor from them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that could be a downside to it. Is there any other drawback of not having a good relationship with your neighbors? Can you guys think of anything? Or maybe that's it. The only job of a neighbor is to pick up your package.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Like there's so many things that a neighbor, a friendly neighbor can do for you.
Okay.
So, like for example, in my living place, whenever I feel down, I just go out, and then the
Oh,
neighbors just are they
oh
just stay
yeah,
there.
good.
So maybe they can be considered as a source of entertainment for you. You can
Entertainment.
talk with them. Yeah, you can
Mm.
talk with them and shoot some breeze. That can be considered as a way to rewind.
Shoot
Why
some
not?
breeze?
Yeah,
I don't know that phrase. What does that mean?
shoot the breeze. This come from shoot the breeze.
Shoot some breeze like this.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Oh, informal, not. Oh, have a conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shoots the breeze.
I mean, it's North American. It's also informal, so a British
Yeah.
examiner might not even know the phrase. Anyway, yeah. So
Yeah. Probably they can motivate you, or they can be someone that you can confide in, right?
Motivated. When you use the word motivated, it's a little bit
strange.
like I feel like at least we shouldn't
No.
expect
Probably
someone to
when-
motivate you.
When you
I
have a
think
good
so.
relationship with someone, like your neighbors, sometimes you feel down. Probably they can be around you and say something that can motivate you, and I think that's
I feel like that's the job of your family members, right?
Yeah, rather than an
But if
acquaintance.
but if you just live alone in your own apartment, right?
Okay.
So in my case, kind of like I live in my own
Right.
apartment
So you
with
need a
that.
girl, a female
Yeah.
neighbor to motivate you in bed.
Yeah,
I see
no
what you're going
motivation.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think like every person in your life, they will play a different role. Yeah. And consider whether they are your family members or they are your acquaintance. That
Mm.
you expect them to have some certain functionality.
Functionality.
So yeah,
Purpose,
that I
right?
would put it in the quote unquote functionality. So, for example, as a family member, you can expect them to motivate you, because that is the one that you share with them your
Mm.
secrets. But then, do you share your secrets or some kind of hard to say things to your
Hard to
neighbors?
say things.
Yeah.
So,
So
things that are hard to say.
Things
Yeah.
that are hard to say.
yeah, yeah. So
Hard to
yeah,
say things.
yeah.
I
So
guess it
you mean-
works, right?
It's kind of
Yeah.
like hard to
Hard to say
say.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to
I would just say things that are
things
hard
that are
to say.
hard to say.
Right. Things that are hard to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for neighbors, I often think of them as like a tool in your garage. So you never know when you're gonna need them, right? But
Yeah.
but
A tool in a garage.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a tool in a garage. Yeah? So
It's like a phrase.
you may leave such a tool for years without using it, right? But in one particular situation, right, that you just need it desperately, and you don't want to go out and buy a new one, right? And that's where the tool becomes handy. So that's like the job of a neighbor, you know. You never know when you're gonna need them, but
we
occasionally.
don't know the right. Yeah, it's kind of be.
You're right.
Yeah. We can need them unexpectedly, right?
At the situations where maybe like your family members are not around, right? Or especially in G's case when he lives alone.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Good talk. Good answers. So let's see. Not a lot of good questions. Okay, so let's move on to some part 2 questions now. And in this part, I want you guys to describe to me an interesting neighbor that you have. Okay? Or used to have.
Okay.
Okay? You can tell me
Yeah.
anything about this neighbor, really. You can start from
Yeah.
the time you moved in, right?
Yes.
Maybe you don't know them very well, or this particular person very well, but you have certain story that how you might have met, right? At first, maybe your relationship was a bit strange, distant, didn't know them very well, but because of some events in the community, maybe you got to know them, or maybe it was an occasion where you stood in an elevator at the same time as him or her,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
in she's case, you can lead her, or you can create direction for your story. Like you
Okay,
can develop like a romantic relationship. Take your neighbor out for dinner, and then to your home,
Yeah,
and you know
yeah.
what's next,
Uh,
right?
well,
yeah.
Netflix
Dive
and
into the
chill.
pain.
Netflix and
Netflix and chill.
yeah. And-
Dive into the pains.
Okay, so I had a story in my mind. Now I have a
okay.
story in my mind. That was not a driving to the Paisley.
No, the pants, not pain.
The
Pants.
paints.
Oh no, what?
Right.
Pains, right?
The
I don't know.
pants.
The paints. Dive into the paints.
Pains. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
very different
Yeah.
words.
Typos.
Dive into the paints. Okay.
That would
so,
be stupid to dive into the paints, right? It'll very hard to wash it off of your body to dive into the paint of their house.
That's the expression that Robin, the character in How I Met Your Mother used.
Get into.
When she talked
No.
to
Get
Cat.
into, not dive
Your
into.
pains. Have sex with one.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
into somebody's pants.
Yeah, get into.
Vulgar. Vulgar slang to have sex with one.
Yeah. Vulgar is mean profanity. Okay.
Uh,
Tục tiểu.
there. Yeah, tục tiểu. Okay, guys trying to get into your pains.
But in Chi's case, maybe he tries to tear off her pants violently.
Why not?
Okay, get into pains. Okay, got it. Still quite interesting. Okay, so there is like a guy in my neighbor. He's yeah, okay. So that's like a story like this. At that time, around like 2 years ago, that was in the afternoon. In the afternoon.
Fix the intonation a bit. 2 years ago, that was in no. When you say 2 years ago, usually in writing you would have a comma after it, right? So
okay.
your intonation should be similar to it. It's like, so 2 years ago, I was something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should
Okay.
be a stop there. A pause.
So okay, 2 years ago, I remember that I was working out in on the Dong Thượng Li,
The rooftop.
under
Of the
yeah on the
highest
roof.
floor.
Yeah,
I
was
can say Paris.
I was
The what?
working out on my own on the rooftop, and there was a guy. He also came there and had a cigarette So
Cigarette.
yeah, cigarettes. Okay.
It sounds like
Okay.
secret.
Okay. Yeah, cigarettes. We had a cigarette, like smoked. He smoked
How to
cigarette.
smoke. Yeah, you can say how to smoke.
Yeah, I had a smoke or had a cigarette.
Mm.
And after the workout, I was just relaxing and enjoying nature. But I just came to him and broke the ice and
How?
just asked about his information, his personal information, and I knew that he was not Ho Chi Minh City. I mean, at that time I'm in Ho Chi Minh City, but
I was in Ho Chi Minh City.
yeah, it was in Ho Chi Minh City, but he was not from Ho Chi Minh City, but he was from Hanoi,
Uh-huh.
and he was
Really?
he was just working there.
Okay.
So I came to him sometimes after that, and we had a very interesting talk about everything. But he was very interesting because whenever we got together, he always cracked jokes. He always made fun of
Next joke,
everything.
yeah, crack jokes.
Yeah, cracked jokes.
Remember
and
the
we-
S, okay?
Yeah, cracked jokes. And he could he was like a very sense of humor.
He
Well,
had
whenever-
a
Yeah,
very
he
good
had
sense of humor.
a very good sense of humor. Like good
You,
crack
you don't need to
joke
say
or-
sense of humor. It's strong like that. You say sense of humor. Sense of humor. Sense
Yes.
of.
Okay, he had a very strong sense of sense of humor. The sense of humor.
Yeah.
So whenever I was with him, I felt very relaxed. I felt very relaxed. I was like, I was myself, and um, he was the guy that always like keeps his chin up, always has a positive outlook on life,
Uh,
and that is the thing that I find so interesting about him.
mm. Give
Um,
me an example of that.
like during that pandemic, like
Mm.
no one's like okay, but that was in during the pandemic, so everyone was locked down at home,
Okay.
right? Yeah, so he and I, we were in the same apartment building, so that's why we could get together within the building, right? So that's why,
No,
and
I wanted you to give an example to see how he always
yeah,
positive.
because he had no job at the time, but he had to endure the rents, the rented accommodation cost,
Uh,
the cost of rented accommodation.
the rent.
Yeah,
He
the
could
rent.
not pay the rent
Yeah, it
or
was
pay
he
rent.
had to endure the rent, and monthly he had to
Endured the
save.
rent.
Yeah,
Endured the rent.
endure đúng rồi, có là
That's
chịu mỗi khoản tiền endure đúng không? Endure rent.
to, afford the rent or
Afford.
pay the rent. I would just pay. Just
Okay.
pay.
Okay,
Or he could not
afford
afford the rent, and
the rent.
then what?
No, he could have. I mean, he had to afford the rent, and he had to send an amount of money
While at the same
to
time, right?
his wife and children at the same time. But he had no job. He used his savings to do so.
Okay.
To pay for everything.
Mhm.
But he was still really positive. He
Mm.
said that the pandemic would fade away sometime in the future. So he just he was really
Fade
positive.
away sounds a bit strange. I would just say will soon be under control. Okay.
Yeah, we should, the pandemic will should be under control. Yeah, and that's why I really like him, and I really admire him because of that attitude towards life.
Attitude.
Attitude, okay.
It's attitude, but in American English, you would turn it into a D.
Attitude.
An
Okay.
attitude. Yeah. Well, so that's one of the areas of your story that you can just dig in and dive
Yeah.
deep into it, right?
Mhm.
Instead of keep finding some other details. Just focus on one specific detail like that. And
Mhm.
so what I was really impressed most about this particular guy was that he's always had a positive look on the world, right? Even though at the time he had absolutely no job, right? He was unemployed because of the pandemic, right? While at the same time he still had to send money back to his wife and child in his hometown, right? He always stayed positive, was very happy, and he said to me that eventually, okay, the pandemic will be over soon, and everything will be back to normal.
Mm. Okay, good. Yeah. We'll go soon.
Great. Okay, let's wait until Minho finishes his phone
Okay.
call, and
Cigarettes.
yeah, the word cigarette. You want to make the G sound a little bit clearer. Okay.
Cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
Cigarettes.
What you're saying now is more like secret. It sounds a
Yeah.
bit like a secret.
Cigarette. Have a cigarette. Yeah.
Mm.
Cigarette. Okay, got it. Cigarette.
So what happens to him now? Your neighbor? Do you
For
still
the
keep in touch?
No, he comes back his hometown and works
To
there.
his hometown. He come back
Yeah,
to his.
he comes he's come
He
his
comes.
I mean nghĩa là dùng present perfect. He's come, yeah. He's come back his hometown. He's come back his hometown.
Okay.
And he rents a manager to manage the restaurant.
Rents a manager? No, he hires the manager.
Yeah. He hires
Thuê
a
nhà
manager.
khác với thuê người.
Okay, he hires a manager to manage everything in Saigon, but he has a business in Hanoi, in his hometown.
Oh, okay. Great.
For the rains, okay, for the rain.
There's different way when you want to say money that you have to pay when you rent somewhere. It's pay the rent,
Attitude.
pay the rent,
Attitude.
or pay the rent, the rental fees. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Pay the rent nghĩa là trả tiền nhà đúng không?
Ừ, đúng không? Tiền thuê nhà.
Cứ phải là rent the accommodation như dài dòng đúng không? Pay the rent nên là đủ rồi. Okay.
Yeah, at the time he didn't have enough money to pay rent. Hoặc kiểu vậy.
Pay the rent. Pay the rent.
Không cần phải nói là at the time he was trying to pay the accommodation fees for his rented accommodation. That's long.
Okay.
Quá dài.
The rents, yeah. Then it would be over. Would be under control soon.
Will be under control soon.
Would be over soon. Okay.
Eventually, okay.
Yeah.
Remember the adverb.
Nhưng mà khi đó thì mình sẽ luôn luôn dùng là quá khứ đơn nhỉ, đúng không? Would be đúng không? Would be over soon đúng không?
Tương lai. Quá khứ.
Bởi vì do là cái câu chuyện đó là trong quá khứ nên là chỉ nghĩ là mọi thứ nên là quá khứ hết, will thành would hết luôn.
Đúng rồi.
Đúng không?
At the time he said that everything would.
That everything would be đúng không? Over soon. Would be. Okay.
Đương nhiên rồi. Đó. Okay. Now, where are you at, Minho?
Are you there?
Are you there?
You are talking
Sorry,
good.
guys. Sorry, guys. My brother just called. Yeah.
About what?
He asked me. Yeah.
Ask
Yeah.
more for hang out.
You already
Tell
know.
me now. Answer the question.
What is brother gonna ask? Yeah, just like worry for me. That's it.
How do I get girls, right?
Get girls, right?
No, more than that. You know.
More than that, more than
For
just-
money?
Yeah, it's about more. Yeah, it's about money. It's about my health, condition, financial condition, and those kind of things. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Probably
a lot.
because you have a lot of money, so he
Good,
can't.
good for you that you have a brother. I don't have a brother,
No,
so
no.
so I consider you guys as my brothers
Oh my God.
every night.
Okay, I really appreciate it.
So moved. Yeah, I really appreciate that too. Yeah, thank you. Actually, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
To you. Actually, he's my paternity brother. Paternity, you know the word, right?
Paternity, like on your
Yeah.
father's side.
No, it's the
That's
the
not-
first kind of the one that fraternity here.
Paternity is mean on your father's
I'm bad
side.
at fraternity. I'm bad at
Oh,
this. This language.
okay, fraternity.
Cái là anh em ruột đúng không?
No, frat
No.
brothers like brother in a university maybe, like a.
Yes, I like just like the older brother. Like you get to know him, like in a group of people. Like
Okay. So
yeah, I-
maybe a brother, maybe a confusing word.
Fraternity, wow.
yeah, fraternity brother. Like I share and him. We share some same interests. Oh.
So you could I think it's better to clarify that he's not my blood brother. It's more like
Yeah, he's not.
like maybe like a mentor of some sort that you can seek advice
Not
from.
really just
or-
a brother, like just a brother, not in blood brother. Yeah, that's-
a fraternity brother. Yeah, okay. Or brother in a fraternity.
yeah.
Oh,
Fraternity.
yes. Fraternity.
But when you say fraternity, it makes you look very immature.
Immature.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, a
I do?
fraternity in the U.S. is only for those people who are immature, university students.
Really?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a group of sharing a common profession or
Yeah.
interest, right? Which
yeah,
is good.
that's right.
Yeah, but the reality is more like a social club of some sort. Okay, of
Yes,
men.
yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. That's. I think that describes our relationship correctly. Yeah, it means like he and he we share some interests, and we used to be in the same school. That was our relationship.
So school. So maybe he was your old classmate. That would be a better
No,
characterization.
that's not classmate. No, he is in my school. He is in the first generation. I'm in the ninth generation.
Huh? So like
Yeah.
a schoolmate. Not a classmate.
Yeah, you can call it schoolmate, but first we didn't get to know each other at that time. We just got to know each other later.
Ah, okay. So the way that I would simplify the clarification is that I would just say,
Uh,
he and I used to go to school together.
all right.
I would just say that.
Yes,
That
we
makes more
can.
sense.
Yeah, that can describe him. Yeah, first, we uh, this is long story short. We met in Ho Chi Minh City. Then one
That's a
thing
long
led to the
story.
other.
That's a long story
So
already.
we met in
When
Ho
you
Chi Minh
say
City.
long story short, okay?
Yeah, sorry.
You need to give a
say
short
it again.
story.
I understood. Yeah, I understood. I mean, like, the problem is I didn't say anything, but then I say long story short. It doesn't make sense. So I can say it again. We met in Ho Chi Minh City. At that time, I was a seller. So long story short, I sold him an apartment, and then we are in a good relationship until now.
Ooh. He had an apartment at the time that you
Oh,
were in university. He's rich,
he's so rich, bro.
filthy rich. Ooh.
Yeah, super rich.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's one thing I learned from books. Is that
Filthy rich.
you should surround yourself with a lot of people, filthy people, or filthy rich people. Not 50 people, 50 rich people.
He
And
sent
you
me
rich one day.
$250 million.
Filthy rich.
No, he's so rich.
If your
Yeah.
income is like 20 or 30 million a month, then you should be around people who are making 50, 100 million a month.
How to
Oh.
make that much, right?
So they can show you how.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
right.
I feel like it's very hard to be friend, right, with people at that stage.
No, I think it's easy.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's really not. I know so many people who make that kind of money.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm a part of a group, okay, who shares tips and advice about investment. So they have a lot of more funds than I do, and they're a lot richer. So surround yourself. Try to surround yourself of people who you can learn from.
Mm.
That's the advice
Ah.
from the books.
You are lucky enough, bro.
It's not about luck, but it's about effort of trying to actively find those groups.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So like I used to be a part of an English club, right? Which
Okay.
is mostly consisted of university students
Hmm.
who didn't have as much money as I did. But one day there was this particular guy who went to the club. He was about was older than me, and he shared that. So we had this speaking session where everybody would just come up and speak in front of the whole group and share their personal life stories. And he shared with me that he was investing in a lot in cryptocurrency and stock market, and he was the owner of a bunch of real estate properties, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's when I realized, okay, I need to ask him some questions, right, to see where did he get that money from, right, and asking for some tips, you know.
He was an owner of
A bunch of properties, land, houses.
of real estate properties, right? Real
Just say
estate
properties. Property already means real estate properties.
of properties. Okay. Properties là lands đúng không? Là những cái
Yeah, landowner. Yeah, property owner.
đất đai nhà cửa properties. A man of property.
No, not a man in property. Owner of some properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that could be an example.
Property.
Okay, yes, got it.
Property. Okay. So that could be an interesting guy to talk about.
Yes, properties. It's like an owner of a bunch of properties.
Okay, so Minho, are you gonna talk about him? If you were to be given this particular question in the test,
I think okay, Miho comes
turn on the
back.
mic, bro.
No, I don't think that I'm gonna talk about him.
Who are you gonna talk about then?
Yeah, for the sake of the test, I'm gonna talk about my neighbors.
For the sake of the test, no. For the sake of a better fluency, right?
Yeah.
Or more ideas, right? I will talk about.
You're
Yeah.
like nothing.
Right. Like I'm trying to say like because like the test is talking about your neighbors, right? And this is about my fraternity brother. It's like he's not the one who lives next to me, so I'm not gonna talk about
Right,
it.
right. Unless you have to lie, right?
Yes, right. So yeah. So now I'm gonna start, right? The question is talking about your neighbor who make you feel
Mm.
what again?
No, not make you feel.
What's the
Just talk about a neighbor, not
neighbor? Okay,
an
so okay,
interesting one.
so I can start it now. Okay, so
Start it now. Yeah.
yeah. So back to the time.
Back.
Back. Shit. Back. Back to the time. So back to the time when I first came to Dongchai City, and I got a job as an English teacher at my center, which is a one-stop hub. So at that time, I needed to find,
One stop hub.
yeah, one stop,
Is that the name of the bit?
one stop
That's it.
learning hub, one stop learning hub. That's the name of the center.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. So at that time, I needed to find an accommodation. So I just went around and just tried to find a good place to live. And there's one place which was a little bit quiet, and I thought it was a great place to live. But then I had no information about it, so I just called the number on the entrance of the town of the apartment. Yeah.
Okay. So there was a number of the seller, right, on the
No,
on the
it's not.
door.
Okay, so to make it clear, how can you say it nhà trọ in English?
Let's
Phòng,
see.
dãy phòng trọ.
Let's see.
They call it maybe
What is the best word for that?
Dormitories. Dorm.
no.
No, dorm is like for students.
I guess I would just call like a hostel or maybe like a
Hostel.
hostel maybe.
Hostel.
Let's see.
I have no idea how to call it. Oh, hostel. I think it's right. So can you?
I
guys
just called the
help me with it?
place. I just rent a place. I mean,
No, it's not clear enough. You know, how can we say dãy phòng trọ in Vietnam? Because like only in Vietnam we have the apartment under the form of your phòng trọ.
yeah. So let's call it an apartment, right?
Apartment, but like it doesn't have floors.
It doesn't have to be.
It's just like
It's a different
carries
type
out-
of apartment, I guess.
It's kind of yeah. So can I call it detached house?
It's not really a house, more like a room, right?
Uh, yeah. You can call it a room. Hmm.
More like a room, not a house, an entire house.
Yeah. So I can stick to you as what you say. Like
I'll just say
apartment.
room, maybe.
Yeah. So and there was one apartment that it was really good for me at that time because like it was convenient for me to move from that apartment to my working place. And so that I decided to I decided to rent this room, rent one room in this apartment. And at the first time, I didn't know any information about this place. You know, about the neighborhood, about how good the quality was, about what is the amenities.
You see
that
the
I can
problem in your
find there.
answer again? It's too long.
It's too long. Yes.
Too long. And you still haven't talked about any neighbor. You haven't mentioned any neighbor after like a minute,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
So yeah, so I mean I didn't have any information about it, and then I
Lead
long
to your
story
neighbor
short,
right away.
yeah, long
Lead.
story short, after I first moved in the room, then I got to know one neighborhood who just lived next to my door.
Got to know one neighborhood.
Oh no, one neighbor. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, yeah. Bad habit that really hurt. Okay, so I mean, like I met one neighbor who lived next to my door. She was a woman at the middle age. At her middle age.
Middle
Um,
aged. Middle aged.
okay.
Connect the L.
Yeah, right. So she was friendly, you know. At first, she knew that I was the newcomer, so she just voluntarily approached me and instructed
Voluntarily approach. It needs to be clearer in saying that word.
approached me and instructed me where should I get the where should I find the laundry, where should I go, where should I where is the best restaurant in the neighborhood,
Restaurant, you say?
restaurant in the neighborhood, and everything just like that. I was shocked, you know, how where in the world where in the world that you can find a person just like that. And the interesting thing is that the next day she came to my room and invited me some treat, which is
Invited me some treat.
yeah, we was kind of
Gave
like
me some treat. Right?
gave me, yeah,
Or
she
invited
gave
me for a treat.
a treat, which was like a crunchy dry rice, which or you can which usually considered as a snack in Vietnam.
Snake?
Yeah,
Con rắn à?
crunchy. No, snack, 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 or snack,
Snack.
right?
Okay, snack.
Right. Yeah,
Snake là con rắn.
yeah, snack. Yeah, I just which is can be considered as a snack in Vietnam. I was. That's the second time that I felt amazed about the neighbor living next to my door. So until now, uh, she has helped me out of many of my personal problems, including like helping me with taking the delivery when I was not at home. So I must say I really appreciate her presence. Um, and in the future, if I have a chance, I think I will invite her a cup of coffee so that we can have more time to talk.
To get to know each other a little bit more.
Yeah, to get to know each other more.
Nice. Okay. So try again when you a little bit stuck in the initial stage of idea development. You often talk too much about yourself without introducing the neighbor. And if I don't stop you or I don't mention it to you, I feel like you're gonna keep talking about you for the entire 2 minutes without mentioning any neighbor. Okay. So remember again, when you give it a background, some sort of background information, you want it to be 20 to 30 seconds. You don't want them to be too long, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I think like I was so into the story that I couldn't control the flow and the information I want to add on. At that time, I thought that that kind of information is important to the story, but it turned out it's not because it's just about me. In fact, what I did try is to have you guys understand the background and the circumstance that I was facing. Circumstance that I was facing at that time. But I think like I need to reduce the amount of information rather than just give you like all the information related to it. Yeah. So
it should be like maybe like 5 to 6 sentences. Then for me, I would just say, well, at the time I was a university student in Ho Chi Minh City, right? And I was looking for some accommodation to rent. Yeah. And to be honest, there was so many to choose from, but finally I picked one that was in a quiet neighborhood, right? After staying here for a while, I was very surprised by one of the neighbors and how nice she was to me. Right, we introduced the topic right away. Right, at first
Right.
she did this, and that for me. Right, and after that she even gave me some treats. Okay, like some crunchy rice cake. I was very surprised by her, by how nice she was. Okay. Yeah, and eventually our relationship improved, and she even picked up some of the packages that I left, or some guys delivered at my front door, right when
Yeah.
I wasn't at home. Yeah, so that was good. I honestly I feel like I haven't thanked her enough for what she did to me or for me, right? And I promised myself that I will invite her for coffee in the future, okay, to show my appreciation for what she did.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you totally get it.
Right? And that was more than enough for a 2 minute story, right? You want to keep it concise and avoid unnecessary stories about I'm struggling looking on websites to find some place that is quiet. It's
Yes.
irrelevant. It's unrelated. Okay, unnecessary. Okay. So the next topic for you guys tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow, I think it's enough today.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be about keeping yourself busy. Okay.
I'm sorry, keeping yourself what?
Busy.
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 Okay.
Today we talked about neighbors and traffic jam.
Traffic jams? We do. Oh, yes.
There's some questions in the beginning. Okay, so
Yeah.
peace.
So,
Goodbye.
traffic jam. I love it.
Peace.
I'm gonna leave. Okay, goodbye.